I'm really delighted to be here, and I want to thank several people for helping to make this happen. First of all, certainly the University Press of Mississippi, who welcomed this project at the last moment and fit it into 2009 for the Welty Centennial, celebrating all year long, all really across the world. There were conferences in California and certainly in Jackson, Mississippi, in Atlanta, Georgia, where I'm from, and in Pennsylvania, and in New York City. And I was in a room in Versailles, France, where John Jay and John Adams and Ben Franklin helped negotiate the independence of America. The conference and the 1783 Treaty of Paris, where Great Britain lost what became the United States, but got Canada and Gibraltar. Spain got the two Floridas and Majorca, and France got Senegal and some other place, Tobago. And I was in a room, fireproof building, tile floor, talking about Eudora Welty in this building on Rue d'Indépendance, and it was spectacular. And we'll have a Eudora Welty conference in Venice, Italy, next month. If you all want to go, just let me know, and I'll send you the invitation. It's a pay-as-you-go kind of thing. And I would try to entertain you there also, even though it's Aqua Alta. So I definitely want to thank the press and the new director of the press at that time, Layla Salisbury, and certainly the designer of this book, Peter Halverson, who did such a fantastic job. Even if you don't buy this book, you should come by the signing tent and pick it up and hold it. It's a real book. It's not, for my money, an academic book. It's beautifully designed. It has these lovely cut pages. The signature at the beginning, at the front, is just beautiful. Anything academic, which is sort of like where these pieces came from, it's at the end, so you don't have to read them. You can read the pieces just as they are. And I was just so delighted to have such a beautiful book to honor Welty on her 100th birthday. I want to thank also three men who are important in my academic life. I have a great husband. He's not mentioned here. John Bain and Noel Polk and Tim Seldis. Tim Seldis is Welty's agent and the agent for the Welty estate now, but these three people really made the collection of all of these pieces, my career as an academic, and then permissions to get this all possible. So I really want to thank them. And then lastly, I'd like to thank Steve Yates from the press, who's been very helpful in marketing, and Jim Davis and Robert Wilson of the Louisiana Book Festival, and Maria Sciacca, who is a wonderful Italian friend who came to my notice first as a student at Georgia State and encouraged me in multiple ways by her research, and then a friend of hers that she introduced me to right here from LSU, Michael Robinson, who helped me to be here today. Well, that's a long introduction, but there is no single entity in the Welty world unless it's Eudora Welty herself. It's a great community to be a part of, and as readers, you certainly are a part of that. Welty always wrote with her readers in mind. Different scholars, myself included, asked her at various times, well, who are you thinking about when you're writing, or who is your audience? Very boring kind of questions that if I put it to her, she would just kind of look away, and I'd have to pull her back with some other more interesting question. But she doesn't, to my understanding or my own reading, write with an eye to marketing, or I'm going to turn this into a thriller, or I'm going to write this for the film. I don't know that she ever wrote anything for the film. She did try to write some screenplays with John Robinson, Michael Robinson's uncle. Never really happened. That was for The Rubber Bridegroom, her second book, and that screenplay is just in manuscript pieces.